Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crypto Scene Investigation, where we have a look at various cryptocurrency projects and we ask ourselves, are they really going to be worth investing in? Today we'll be looking at Binemon. If you guys like what I do on this channel, please consider liking and subscribing, as well as commenting if you have anything healthy or kind or generous to say in the comments section. Yeah, because maybe you might have some information which I may not have covered during this video. Another thing. Everything I say in this video should not be considered as legal financial advice and should only be considered for educational, entertainment, and inspirational purposes. Should we jump into the video, eh? Alright, so, Binemon. Current rank is 1,000. Its market cap, it says that it's 5 million, which, keep in mind, is a very small market cap. Usually anything which is under 100 million is generally considered to be risky or riskier. So the fact that it is 5 million is very tiny, but do bear in mind that this is probably where you will make the most amount of money by investing in these lower sort of market cap projects. So let's have a look at how the project has gone so far. So they had, it looks like it got released on here from 0.022, and now we're sitting at 0.007. Yeah, so a bit of a price drop, as you guys can kind of see. Let's see where it is available on. Oh, it's on Gate.io, cool. ApeSwap, Mexi, PancakeSwap, and Albank. So those are some of the more popular / bigger exchanges which it is available on. Also, to let you guys know, so I don't have any, we don't have any awesome / crazy gameplay about the project, other than when we click on some links, sometimes it takes us places where we didn't expect to be going. So that's one thing in regards to projects as well, by the way, is actually does their website actually work. So the website looks really cool. They've done it in a super nifty and neat way, but yeah, they do have some things which don't seem to be working. Alright, so let's have a look at some details on BSCscan. So we can see that the main top 2 wallets are actually, or the main top 3 are actually tied to contracts, which is awesome. And so the top one is a Unicrypt token vesting one, so that's a good time. And we can probably find out more in these other tabs in regards to what that may be about, and pancakeswap, and so I believe that this is probably likely going to be a part of the liquidity, but it says bin, so I don't know if that means that it's like burnt or anything, but we can see when we have a look at some of the other tabs. We also have gate.io up here as well, and pretty much every other wallet from what we can see is under 5%, which is pretty cool. So pretty good stuff when it comes to that jazz. Buy tax is 0%, sell tax is 10%. Interesting. So remember, so if you do try to sell it, then they will tax you 10% in terms of your selling. Let's have a look at what else we can find. So the top ones, so dev wallets, these also say contracts as well. Ownership not renounced, so that could be a possible cause for concern, but we'll continue looking. And it says 99% of it has been burned or locked, and as you can see, that 99% is currently under the Unicrypt liquidity locker, so it's a good time, man. So what does tokensniffer tell us about this? Yep, so 0, 10%, no price similar token contracts, cool. So just remember, so ownership is not renounced, so it could mean that they may have the ability to disable selling, change fees, or mint new tokens, but we can have a look at what Moonarch says about that as well to see if we can see anything a little bit peculiar. Yeah, so holder analysis, so pretty much like looking really good from that standpoint. Adequate liquidity present, so we can have a look at that on kucoin as well, and we should be able to hopefully jump straight to the Unicrypt block. Well, actually, we'll just sort of trust what is written on tokensniffer with this one. So it says that it is locked until the 25th of August, so 97%. So yeah, so just so that you guys are aware of that. There's probably some, I guess, minute vesting amounts which are going on there. So yeah, we will continue hunting. We'll just quickly have a look at how much liquidity is actually available. So as we can see, we have $1 million worth of liquidity in BNB. Oh, okay, bin. Oh my gosh, it's cringy. Bin is literally the name of like the sorry guys, that is my own cringiness. Yeah, so 77 BNB and ape swap, and then so that would be pancakeswap right there. So yeah, so there's definitely a bunch of liquidity. Although, have a look at that chart, my guy. Yeah, so it seems to have had a bit of a dip, and then it seems like it's kind of around there. So that's probably the open, and the close is probably going to be a little bit higher, judging by the fact that the open was all the way down there. So yeah, not too sure exactly what's been happening with the price. I mean, from here it kind of looks pretty standard. I mean, remember how like ever since November, it's kind of everything's been dropping down essentially. So I'm not really that surprised at, you know, like how this coin's analytics have gone, because of the overall general consensus of the market at this point in time. So let's keep looking. What does Moonarch say about this? It says, so unlocked 67%, so locked is 16%, and liquidity is 16%, and out of that liquidity, we have that 99% locked, which is cool, which is very, very cool. So they have a supply lock on Unicrypt as well, so that's actually different from the liquidity lock. We'll have a look on the right hand side, see if there's anything which is concerning. Anti-whale has only owner modifier. I don't think these really look that bad. Set whales, that's interesting. I don't know what you'd use set whales for. Set mint token before swap. So yeah, I think in terms of all of these, there's not really anything which sort of stands out to me as too threatening, even though even this one here, owner can blacklist addresses honeypot risk. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know why they have that as an option, of not the Moonarch themselves, but why they actually have, why the owner has the ability to blacklist addresses. Maybe it's just something which they pulled over from other token contracts. I'm not entirely sure. So let's have a look at what the Twitter stats say. So they have 140,000 followers, which is a lot of followers. And the user was created since May 22nd. Also, this coin was released within the last 6 months as well, so bear that in mind as well. All right, so let's jump back to Twitter. Here's something interesting. So they have lost over 1,400 followers in the last 30 days. I cannot find out how or why that happened at all. So as you can see, there were some pluses going from late January, and then suddenly they just sort of, a bunch of them just continuously dropped off. So yeah, not sure exactly why that is. I mean, the Twitter to me looks pretty fine, to be honest. And pretty much when I have a look, most of the comments are the usual kind of comments, although there are definitely a lot more pictures of the game and everything. And this actually to me shows an example of what the game looks like. So that's really good fun, that we can actually see a little bit about what it looks like in that essence. But yeah, I think a lot of people are sort of talking pretty well about it. I did see somebody complain that they haven't gotten, or they lost access to their coins. I think, sorry, not coins, the actual Binemon themselves. After an update happened, so not entirely sure what happened with that. One thing which is not very good is that when I actually joined their Telegram, you can't actually comment on there, but it did say that pretty much they only really want to be talking over their Twitter for any sort of updates. So I was like, all right, yeah. Cool, so when we have a look at what the Google Trends say, we can see that over the last 12 months there's pretty much been no search, and then they had a pretty big boom happening in December, earlier then, and then so for the last 90 days, as we can see, they had that December boom, then there was another one December there, another one in January, and they had one on the 28th of January, which that may align somehow with coinmarketcap. I don't think so though. 20th of January, so that was about this sort of time. So yeah, not exactly sure what sort of news they might have had coming out at that sort of point. We won't look at the last 30 days with that. So this is the main website again. Let's have a look at their roadmap. So their roadmap, from what I have seen, is actually pretty impressive, to be honest. So we can see that they have done all their phase 1, phase 2, and they're currently on the sort of phase 3 metaverse Squid Game. That's cool. and then they have been doing a little bit as a part of phase 4 as well. But what's really impressive is that I love how they actually have listed out pretty much everything which they've wanted to be doing with it, which I think is really awesome. It's really cool, and actually really gives us as the possible investors an idea of whether or not they actually see this as a long-term thing. And from what it seems like, it definitely seems more of a long-term thing from when I have a look at their roadmap. We will be having a look at their token itself as well. So this talks a little bit about the token allocation. So 40% of it is allocated to the initial liquidity offering. I'm not too familiar with that sort of jazz. But one thing I will be pointing out here is the Binemon team. Now it says that they'll be getting 15%, which that token amount is 150 million, and they do have proof on their Twitter account of this, and they say that it will be locked by another third party for the following 9 years. So it's interesting. So after 1 year of token lock at Unicrypt, the 15% Bin token owned by dev team will be further locked by another third party for the following 9 years. So it's quite interesting. I don't know who's going to be locking it or what sort of evidence they actually have of like the full-on lock. But yeah, it's so I think in terms of all of this jazz here, which we can actually read over. I'm not going to read through this whole thing, but you guys can sort of pause and have a bit of a squiz yourself if you so wish. But yeah, after sort of a brief read from it, it looks like to me it sort of does feel like they are intending this to be more long term. Although I'm not exactly sure where they'll be sort of locking their for which third party they will be using for that. I saw something about Gamify, but I don't know if they are actually using that to lock it. But yeah. So we can have a look at some of the other percentages. Liquidity pool, 40%. That's pretty impressive. Airdrop and IDO fee. Interesting. So burned. 1,000 BNB raised liquidity locked for 1 year, locked for 10 years. Cool. Trading tax. So 5% buying fee and 5% selling fee. To serve for play to earn public funds. See, that's quite interesting that they say that. And the reason why I say it's quite interesting that they say that, that link doesn't go anywhere. Alright. Is because when we had a look on tokensniffer and BSCcheck, it is a buy tax of 0% and a sell tax of 10%. So I'm not sure why they changed their minds, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference, to be honest. I mean, it's a bit more annoying for those who actually want to earn money from selling it, but I mean, I feel like as probably devs of the project, they had a pretty good reasoning behind it, from what I personally believe. So it looks like they actually have a solid proof audit as well. I did briefly see that they had a CertiK audit, which, I mean, I wasn't really that kind of I looked at it, but yeah, usually CertiK doesn't really give us much information to go off from what I could see. Yeah, and so when we briefly have a look through this audit here, I mean, renounced ownership existed, tested, verified. Yeah, so that's not happening at the moment. Deployer cannot mint any new tokens. Okay, that's good to know. Well, actually, I wonder if that actually cancels out, because they do have the ERC20._mint function. So yeah, interesting. Deployer cannot burn. So deploy cannot lock, but they can burn. Okay. Potentially. Unverified / not checked, not available. Okay. So we've learned a little bit from this. Anything which is not passed, state variable default visibility, improper adherence to coding standards. Interesting. Improper control of resource through its lifetime, floating pragma. I have heard of floating pragma again. There was another project which I believe also had another floating pragma as well. I think that just has to do with I feel like it has something to do with like the compiler version. Could be wrong with that, but yeah. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, guys, a bit of a rambling with that jazz. So this talks about the token use case as well, so you can have a read through that. And in terms of their tracking, so we'll skip forward. We'll exit out of that for now. But yeah, so in terms of the actual tokenomics, I mean, 15% for a team is actually really good. And from what this, and if they stick to what they're actually wanting to do, it actually sounds amazing, to be honest. Yeah, and so anyway, we'll continue looking at team token locked. So they showed the Unicrypt thing there, price, and so that was the, I believe, possibly the initial price. And when we actually remember when we actually looked on coinmarketcap, it says 0.022, whereas it says here 0.0012. So if you had purchased it at that point, would you be above it? No, you would. Oh, actually, you would be, yeah, because 0012, yes. So you would actually still be in profit from the seams of it. So yeah, distribution 2 BNB max per wallet. Okay, cool. So that was regarding the ILO, initial liquidity offering. Fascinating stuff. Okay, let's see what we can see here. Okay, we're gonna skip past that because I can't look at it and I'm not gonna connect the wallet. So this talks about their head team, so the CEO Frank. When we have a look at his LinkedIn profile, it doesn't exist. Tried to look it up manually, could not find it. Also reverse image search the actual picture itself. And he's with a few companies, it seems. Yeah, so fascinating. Oksana, so she has got a lot of experience. A bunch of marketing experience actually, and so she's currently the chief marketing officer for Binemon, which is cool. She's she's definitely got her hands full, so good on her. I think that's really awesome. Marketing advisor blockchain, yeah, awesome. And then so this fellow here, I believe that he's the CTO, the chief technology officer, and he is so it doesn't say his title there, but yeah, so some of his backgrounds, I'm not sure with some of this jazz. I mean, crypto fairies, I don't know what that is. So yeah, I can't sort of tell directly from the seams of it. So he has been within and around the IT hemisphere. But yeah, in terms of what relevant experience he has, we'll just sort of skip past that jazz. I did try to see if there was any information on YouTube, maybe an interview of sorts, but I couldn't find anything in regards to that as well. So let's talk about the final jazz regarding this project. Good question to ask. Should you invest into this? I think there are definitely some positives. I think, first of all, when we have a look, or summarizing the general BSCscan jazz, I think it's good. I think that we have got something really good. I think that it's very attractive. I mean, the main top wallets being contracts, and I mean, this is the only real major wallet which is not in a contract, which is like out of the top 5. So I think that there's really not much which is really threatening if you wanted to invest into it, which is a really good sign for me. And the fact that they don't really have any sort of really questionable things here neither is really good. I mean, the lockages, so I think those are wonderful. The Twitter stats, once again, if anybody maybe has any idea as to why they've been sort of slowly but steadily minusing, I mean, it could just be generally because of like the price going down, but I mean almost everything is going down. So if they've unsubscribed from Binemon, they're probably unsubscribed from other ones as well, being like, I'm never gonna invest in crypto again, man. I bought at the all-time high and then now I'm losing money. Yeah, so one of the other risks is the fact that it does have a $5 million market cap, which, I mean, it's definitely higher in rank than some of the other projects which I look at. But yeah, I think that is quite attractive. If you do want to possibly earn some money from this, it would be a pretty good price to sort of buy in at. From what we did see briefly of the actual gameplay looks alright. I mean, the main thing is kind of based around memes, right? So they've got PvP and PvE. And so yeah, I think there is definitely some positives which these guys have going for them. Keep in mind that it's not currently listed on any crazy major big exchanges, and then so because it's not listed on any major big exchanges, that could mean a positive and possibly a negative. So the positive reason is that if you are to invest into it right now, you will likely if it does get listed on those bigger ones, like the Binances, the FTXs, the Geminis, the world's your oyster, then the price will likely go up a lot higher because of people in investing once a coin / token lists on a major exchange. But the other the flip side of that is that if the actual is because it's not listed on any current major exchange yet, then in terms of its trustworthiness / reliability could be questioned. So yeah. But will I be investing in this? Probably not. If you want to invest into it, do it because you like the game. Do it because you like the NFTs which they make, because they kind of look pretty cool, to be honest. But yeah. And judging by how low it is currently, I would say that just as like a random ballpark thing to say, would be like that it's probably going to be going up from here, to be honest. Would be my sort of thinking, because as I say, from what we've seen, everything looks pretty solid, other than the fact that you can't message on the Telegram, but they also have a reason for that they want to keep it to Twitter. So yeah, don't really have many complaints to say about this project, which is kind of nice. Yeah, pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. Anyway, guys, that has been my video. I thank you very much for joining. Please consider liking and subscribing once again. And if you do want to comment, maybe you want to say something which I didn't mention during the video. Maybe you have information which I didn't realize prior or something. We do want to be a community based on being healthy and spreading truth about cryptocurrency projects. So yeah, please only say comments if they're going to be beneficial to people who are watching, and also to myself as well. Don't just like chill and be a bunch of maxis because you feel like it. I mean, yeah, let's try to be authentic about this jazz. Go to Patreon. If you guys do want to join or sign up to that, that'd be awesome as well, because every little bit of finances counts. So yeah, anyway, guys, much love, fare thee well, have a great day or evening wherever you are, and be safe and don't do anything I wouldn't do. All right.